Hey guys, welcome back to another episode Around the Fire, and thank you for coming back. Today I've got one of my personal favorites on the table to do a tabletop review for you. I've compiled quite a bit of information together about this. This is the Bushmaster ACR, and let's get right into it. The Bushmaster ACR was originally designed by Magpul Industries of Austin, Texas. In January of 2008, the contract with Remington was formed to bring it to market. It initially was developed over a 6-month period with a plan in mind to replace the M16 devoid of government funding. So basically what that means is that they were going to try to... They said we had something really special here. We've got this really great gas-operated, piston-driven gun that's really competitive. Like, we think we've got a great thing here. Let's try and put it together. We don't need anybody, we told them we got it, but they're not going to give us the money. We're just going to do it on our own, and it'll be so good that they'll take it. Prototypes were displayed at a 2007 SHOT Show, and it was said to be scheduled for release in the second quarter of 2008. As May 16th, 2008 rolled around, the release was delayed till 2009. It became officially available in the second quarter of 2010, so more delays. The MSRP, once it was launched, was $2,685 to $3,061. Of course, at this point, there was an uproar from a disappointed community due to delays, as well as a higher price than original quote of around $1,500. So this gun was supposed to come out a lot sooner and a lot cheaper. So let's get into the features of the gun and explain why people were so excited for this thing to finally come out. So this gun, the ACR, stands for Adaptive Combat Rifle. The idea was a multi-platform rifle that could do just about anything. So basically, with a few little tweaks and twists, basically the idea being is that you would have a bullet. I don't have a bullet, so I have a little push pin here. One pin, and boom, your entire handguard comes off. And then here you have this wrench assembly that's attached to your barrel and gas system. So with a push-in and a turn, you would be able to remove the entire barrel and swap it out for a different caliber, as well as quickly pop open your upper with just another pin, very similar to the AR-15. You'd be able to pop that open quickly, and as long as your charging handle was fully forward, you would be able to remove your entire bolt carrier group and swap out your internals as required by the new caliber. You'd then just do everything in reverse, and by the way, another pin here during this process, and you can just pop your entire buttstock out. This is the side folding buttstock. Fully adjustable for length of pull and cheek rise. It only has an up and down for cheek rise, just a 1 click, and I think it's about 9 clicks for length of pull. Don't quote me on that one, that could be wrong, but there are plenty of them. So then, like I said, you just reverse the process to put it back together. Free floating rail. Very cool design, has a little heat shield inside the plastic and everything. And voila, there you have it. So in the field, they could change caliber if necessary on the fly. A lot of thought was put into that for, say, like special forces, because special forces could go and use 7.60 by 39 and leave less of a footprint, for instance, which is very cool, instead of leaving NATO rounds on the ground. The gun also features, as I said, the side folding stock, which some people were complaining about. There's like one button on the other side you press, and it has positive spring retention, so it will not go and fall open. It's not going anywhere. It will, sort of hang out there, but as you get it forward, it snaps itself back into place. And about that point there. I enjoy it immensely. You can fire it either way, like I said, because it's not like an AR-15 where it has the buffer tube. So all that assembly is inside there, so you can actually fire it in this position, which is pretty awesome. It has the ambidextrous controls, safety, mag release, slide release in a really cool position, you know, so you just release it with your finger. Everything else is pretty much what you're used to. A few people have complained that this is a little spongy. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's a little looser than your AR-15, but I don't think it's, you know, so loose that it's rickety. And it also has the charging handle on the forward end that is non-reciprocating, so it will not come back and bust your hand like an HK, a SCAR. And I know some people are going to get really mad at me for that one, you know, because this is not a SCAR and they love SCARs. That is also, you can put it on the other side for your lefties or righties. So that's very cool. It has a adjustable gas system for suppression. You just put a bullet in there and you turn it. That's all you got to do. Push it in the pin, give it a twist, and there you go. Turn it back and lock it in place. There we go. Just that little push lock there. That's all. So very, very cool gun. Comes with a heavier barrel, and it has a A2 flash hider, so you can, it's already threaded. You can put your suppressor on there or do whatever you'd like. Like I said, one of my personal favorites. It's a joy to shoot. Very, very, very comfortable. The recoil is much less, in my opinion, than an AR-15. I feel like this gas-operated piston-driven system really absorbs a lot. Some people have said that because of the gas-operated system and the way that it does the absorption, that obviously it's taking more of the undue stresses of the whole firing mechanism, so that this is not going to, longevity-wise, last as long internals-wise as, say, the AR-15 internals. I haven't heard of anything like that. I haven't heard of anybody having anything crack or anything like that. I mean, maybe like your typical down the road, thousands and thousands rounds later malfunctions like a ejector breaking, but that's something that we're all fairly used to. I have some guns that I've fired thousands of bullets through and never had any issues like that. But I mean, you know, it depends on the piece of metal you got in there. It could happen, it could not happen. But so far, no issues with this guy. This thing's awesome. Like I said, I've been having a great time with it. The negatives. Let's see. Negatives. Little front heavy. I mean, obviously, it's a heavy barrel. The gas system's up front. It's mostly just lightweight plastics in the back. There's a little bit of metal in here. You know, that's one. The cost, it's about $1,700 right now retail. I mean, it came down, but it never came down to what it was supposed to be. They are quite expensive, especially given the fact that the caliber swaps that we have previously forementioned, this is another negative, have never come out. They have never come out. They have never been produced by Bushmaster. Now, part of that is going to be covered in our next section here, as I want to get into what is going on with the ACR now. Okay, so as of 2016, Remington is no longer producing the ACR for the military variant because this was being produced by Bushmaster for the civilian market. That's what this one is. Remington was producing the military versions because Remington and Bushmaster are both owned by the same company. The contract they had was basically, like I had mentioned earlier, they were going to produce this for military testing, and it failed. They did not want it. It was too expensive. It just didn't, for whatever reason, come through the way they wanted it to. As a last-ditch effort, they had replaced the barrel change system with just a standard lug nut. They had put a fixed buttstock on it to reduce weight and back. They had actually gotten the gun down. They did a different forend. It was like more hollowed out and everything. They'd actually gotten the gun to drop 2 pounds, and still that it just didn't come through for them. So really, really sad in the end for them there. And I mean, Remington, you know, good solid effort. And honestly, like I said, this gun was originally designed by Magpul. Good on all you guys. I think you guys all did an awesome job. You made an amazing firearm. It's really, really sad that it didn't come through for you guys. As of right now, they are making barrels. You can get barrels from Bushmaster, but they're only 223, 556, so just the same thing that you came with, just different lengths. I mean, or a replacement if you shot the shit out of it. So Bushmaster is still insisting that the caliber swaps are coming. I don't believe it. Like I said, it's 2016. It's 6 years later. We haven't seen them yet. The market, the big money payday for them with the military contracts has failed. The civilian market Doesn't seem to quite be there for this rifle because of the cost. Now, however, you are seeing things like Tom Clancy's The Division video game, if you're familiar with that at all. It's a tactical style shooter. This gun plays a big role in that game. It's a very good gun. There are a lot of people talking about it, you know, sort of it's developing that epic buzz. Like I was using this conversation as an example with a friend earlier. I was talking about it, I said when I played James Bond back in the day, the 007 games on a Nintendo 64 when you were a kid, they had a FS-2000. It was the first time I'd ever seen the FS-2000. I just thought it was the coolest gun in the world, a super fast firing machine gun, and you know it had that like super cool epic factor to you, like Rambo and his gun, you know, like, so this is getting a buzz about it, but it just seems like it's probably too little too late. We'll see where the civilian market goes with this from this point. But like I said, as of 2016, nothing represented on the Remington side at SHOT Show. Bushmaster was displaying them. Bushmaster is going to continue to develop them for the civilian market. Like I said, they say the swaps are coming. They're not coming, in my opinion. I don't see them. I don't see the money being put into that when there's just not the turnaround for them. In closing, like I said, awesome gun, awesome controls, everything to me feels solid. You know, people will have their gripes. You can go, there's a lot of videos out there covering these. Like I said, some guys complain about these safeties. They have drop-in triggers, so you can do a quick little trigger job on them. You can, you know, kind of customize it out, you know. If you're okay with this just the way it is, as far as should you make this purchase, like if you like this just as it is and say, wow, that is a really, really nice gun, and hey, he says it shoots great, it functions well, it's solid, it's a different 223 sort of like AR platform, because this essentially is just, I mean, kind of when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, it's a AR 15 piston driven kind of different rearranged platform. It's just a reimagining of it. And it's really sweet. It's awesome. You know, and if you like that for that and you say, hey, I really want one of those, and you've got that kind of money laying around to go spend on it, then I say, by all means, you know, go get yourself one. You're going to really enjoy it, as long as you're not hoping that the retail market is going to be there for it. If you're sitting there saying, oh, well, you know, I heard the calibur swaps are still coming, you know, dude, I've heard that too. I heard that shit so many times. I heard the other day some guy was saying, and by the way, this is a good place to check out if you are a fan, the ACR forum. I'll put the link on the screen. There's a lot of dedicated guys there. You know, the one guy was saying that, Remington bought Bushmaster. And it's like, dude, how the fuck's Remington going to buy Bushmaster when Remington and Bushmaster are owned by the same fucking people? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it could be some weird, like, corporate, you know, swapping of money around sort of horse shit that I'm not aware of because I'm just the average Joe Schmo guy. But I mean, you know, it's all bullcrap. Like, really, at this point, in my opinion, there's just no support for it. They're going to lie to you, and they're going to tell you, hey, you know, it's coming, please go buy one, just so that they can sell the stockpile of these motherfuckers that they probably made. But on the other hand, like I said, you're getting an awesome fucking gun. So, like, if you can deal with it just the way it is, it's great. There are, like, little things, like I said, you know, like when you change the barrel out, I've heard, and, you know, mind you, I haven't done this yet or had the issue, that when you change the barrel out, if you're going to, like, say, a different length, or just a different barrel, that you might have to reset your scope. I mean, that seems fairly obvious to me, because one, you're going with, like, a different length, so the barrel is going to do different things. Two, you know, this tightening system is not a barrel lug nut, you know, like you're used to, that's getting really, really tightened down, like 55 foot-pounds, and, you know, really snugging it in. It's all a little bit different, you know, and I can imagine that there's, you know, room for variances in there, you know, but, like, most of the hate I've heard for this gun is, like, incredibly superficial. It's just, they're like, why the fuck do I want to spend this money when I can just go build an AR? And honest to God, if you feel that way, go build an AR. You know, I could have done the same thing. I feel for you. It's kind of true. There's nothing incredible other than, you know, it's different. You can get a piston-driven AR and sort of be in the same ballpark. But I think this gun is a lot of fun. I think it's really cool. It's really unique. Like I said, Magpul Industries designed it. That's really, really cool, I think. I think that they put a lot of work into this, and I think it's a work of art. I think they did a really, really fantastic job. And I think it's just, like I said before, terribly, terribly sad that this gun is maybe potentially going to kind of go the way of the dinosaur here. So, like I said, in closing, purchase one if you can afford it and you're okay with it kind of it is, as is. Stay away from it if you're somebody that's hoping that it's going to have every accessory in the world and all these companies are going to be producing parts for it, because they're not. It's just not there right now. It probably isn't going to get there. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I know I'm going to probably catch a lot of heat for this stuff. And like I said, guys, I sat and I did quite a bit of research. I've checked a lot of forums. I did some scouring of the internet, just to get you all the dates and everything. And it's just, this gun has been delay after delay, production issue. There was a recall when they first came out that they were, going into like full auto. They've had a lot of setbacks with this gun, unfortunately, and I don't know if in the future they're going to be able to kind of come back from how much money they've dumped into it, and the disappointment factor of what they've kind of done to the community that purchased these rifles. But like I said, if you're into this and you want to get one, go get one. Check out www.acrforum.com. Those guys over there are really knowledgeable and really awesome. There's a good aftermarket over there. The good news, the light at the end of the tunnel, is that there are some guys over at Nefarious Arms. If you go get in contact with them over there, there's the one gentleman that I can't remember his name at the moment, but he is, as a side gig, he's making the caliber swap conversions. You can get a different chambered barrel, and then you can go and get your parts and everything for your internals, and you can get like a 7.62 AR mag, and maybe get yourself a little 7.62 setup or a Grendel setup. He's doing that, but you just got to send him all the parts and everything. He's not going to go fish them out for you. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, and obviously he's doing it as a side thing, so don't expect a 2-day turnaround, But that being said, at least there's somebody out there, like that community of guys that's, weaponsmiths, engineers, and whatnot, that are really, really trying to get together and get behind this thing because they love it so much. So there is that, there's that shining light at the end of the tunnel there. So like I said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you think this was a cool one, like I do. I hope that helped you out. If there's any other information you require, like I said in some previous videos, I don't know if you caught that, but we've got a website up now, and I'll put the link there on the screen. Come check us out. We've got all the videos on there. You can pop in every once in a while and just see what's going on, or you can pop in to the YouTube channel like you probably are now. We're going to try and get some things going on the website, like Q&A, so you guys can ask us questions and we can do a little research and find you the answers. Maybe you've got a little problem with something not working right, and we can hopefully help you out there. So we're going to kind of try and do some response videos to things like that in the future. And maybe a little bit written, stuff like something like this. We'll have it all written down for you, all the information, just in a little paragraph next to the video or something, so that you can click on the links, or you can get the spelling of a manufacturer's name or something like that. So we're really just going to try and get everything together and get it going good and get it all tightened up for you here in the future. So hopefully you guys dig that and check that out and come back. As always, guys, be safe, have a good time, happy hunting, all right, and thank you again.